Your Excellency, Madame la Secrétaire Générale, distinguished members of the jury, Mr. Chairman, brave bellboy, ladies and gentlemen of the government, your unending daydream will never cease to amaze me. Fellow members of the opposition, Cassoulet rocks. Members of the audience, you all look amazing from here. Thank you all so much for coming. All's well that ends well? No way. Let me summarize what my team said. Things can never truly end well for everyone, and that's okay because it's the journey that counts. Before I begin, Joseph, my neighbor from the North Americas, dance, dance, dance. He's from the 51st state. Just kidding, that's Canada. No, it's a joke, it's a bad joke. But I would have to say that you chose one of the worst Americans to contradict, not me, but T.S. Eliot. And you spoke of Candide by Voltaire, yet I'm afraid when Pangloss says tout est bien dans le meilleur des mondes possible, it's not without a touch of irony, much like Shakespeare in his play. Then I didn't really understand the other arguments. Ladies and gentlemen, the government has been trying to fool you all evening with this treacherous, shameful, and childish motion. Let me put it this way. If ever we anti-superheroes win a debate tonight, it would be fair to say that our FDA adventure will have ended well. But ladies and gentlemen, I've had to spend an entire day with Mohammed, the anti-idealist, waiting for a plane. Do you guys have any idea how much therapy it's going to take before I can get over this? There have been three main clash points tonight, ladies and gentlemen. First, John stated that we have no taste in movies. Well, first, let me remind you that Cinderella, Star Wars, and Forrest Gump are all fiction. Movies that talk about real life, on the other hand, like Apocalypse Now, can you really say all's well that ends well at the end? Alas, all you say is the horror, the horror, the horror. And Muhammad spoke of this and how, as witty as he is strong, just like Hercules, he reminded us of our human condition. We all have a dark side with destructive tendencies, ladies and gentlemen. I was the meanest little boy, always breaking my sister's toys, and I loved it. You see, when it comes to your stereotypes of preparatory classes also, I actually enjoyed my preparatory classes because I was enjoying the adventure, as SM talked about. Indeed, he spoke of our journey, and I know that I wasn't the only one empathizing because I could see that single tear of joy rolling down the bellboy's cheek. Thank you again, SM, for that moment of pure emotion. Our second point, Paul, the second speaker, who is quite the honorable lady, said that we should stay happy every day. Well, I'm afraid that's not as easy as it seems. I challenge you to tell a captain after a victory in battle, faced with all his dead young soldiers and the dead civilians, strewed upon the battlefield, all's well that ends well. I'm afraid things aren't always that simple for everyone. And asked the third speaker, who surely is an honorable man. Oh, fourth, yes. Third argument, excuse me. Yes, we have trouble counting at Supayol. Our planes tend to break a little bit, but... Well, you said that we should concentrate on those for whom there is a happy ending. We believe, though, that a government should concentrate, on the other hand, on those who don't have a happy ending, who need, yes?
Beyond these rhetorical flourishes and a less than adequate perception of Voltaire's Candide, what substantial arguments do you pose against our definition of the motion in these last few minutes of the debate? Thank you very much.
Okay. First of all, I think Voltaire would agree with me with what I'm saying regarding Pangloss' overly optimist nature. Secondly, our points, again, I repeat, since maybe you didn't hear. JB talked about the fact that this motion is purely selfish in its essence. Mohammed talked about our evil nature and how profoundly we have this dark side, which is okay, but it makes this motion impossible. And then SM finally finished with saying that it's the journey that counts and not the end, and how you make it there. Those were our arguments. But to say back to Anas, who said that arguments were also false and misconstrued, well, we beg to differ, very simply. You said that it was all a matter of rhetoric. This is a debate, isn't it? You said that we haven't defined the motion properly, yet Ankoa said in his first speech, as well that this motion was an idiom that is very well understood. And he spoke of when you use it. You then spoke of hope and space. Well, we have one of ours, Thomas Pesquet, who is heading towards the ISS in 2016, a super-héros student. And he's the first one to enjoy and to encourage us all to live our lives daily without knowing our end and to enjoy our journey, as Assem pointed out. Ladies and gentlemen, we reminded you... Yes?
Sorry, don't you think that you basically just validated my point?
No. Ladies and gentlemen, we reminded you all tonight that this motion is deceptive. And isn't it terrible that the government is trying to convince the people of such a selfish motion here in the Hôtel de Lassay? No, all's well that ends well is not worthy of future politicians. We don't hide behind idioms to justify our mistakes. We don't wait for Deus Ex Machina to solve all our problems. We don't put a veil over our heads to escape reality, except maybe Mohammed, who would like to get in touch with your drug dealer. We are anti-superheroes, ladies and gentlemen, but superheroes nonetheless, we have the gift of flight. Let us just enjoy the journey, because you never know how it will end, and if the end will be a happy one or not. I like to finish with another quote from our beloved Shakespeare in The Merchant of Venice. This one goes out to the government. Oh, what a goodly outside falsehood hath. Open your eyes, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be fooled by falsehood's goodly outside. Thank you all for your attention.